Welcome to the Clique podcast. I'm Dani Watson, a mindset and manifestation expert and founder of the Clique, a company that helps women overcome their fears and limiting beliefs to create a life and business that they love. Within this podcast, I will help you get clear on what you want, identify the blocks that are holding you back, transform your mindset and raise your vibration so that you can co-create magic with the universe. If you are looking to design a life that truly sets your soul on fire and manifest more success and abundance, then you are in the right place. Hello ladies! So for this episode, I actually wanted to share on the podcast a masterclass that I hosted recently because this was a good one and I got a lot of really amazing feedback after I hosted this masterclass. So the masterclass is all about overcome what is really holding you back so you can really step into your next level of success, of wealth, and of impact. So enjoy diving into this training, ladies, and I will catch you on the next episode. Now, I must say, I've had such a wonderful, lovely day today. I had an pretty early morning coaching session. It was one of those really delicious, juicy sessions where there were just so many amazing breakthroughs and transformations. And I just came off the back of that call feeling so energized and so thankful that I get to call coaching work. And then after that, I went for a lovely long walk with my coffee along the beach. So where I live, I can actually see the sea from my house. We're about 5 minutes from the ocean. So I really love starting my day, just being able to get down to the beach early when the sun hasn't fully risen. So it's not too hot and it's still really quiet. So I did that, and then I went to meet a friend for lunch at this beautiful new beach club / restaurant. I did that before I went to pick my children up. I also managed to squeeze in a massage, 40-minute massage, so not too long, but I thought, why not? I had the time. And now I'm here getting to connect with all of you lovely, wonderful people and speak about topics that I personally am so passionate about. And sometimes I think to myself, I'm so lucky that this gets to be my life, that, I have this freedom, that financially I'm so incredibly secure, that I'm able to do the work that I absolutely love and change the lives of others. I think, I'm so lucky. And then I remind myself that I'm actually not lucky. I actually asked for this. I planned for this. I did the inner work to get to this place. I took the action required. I got out of my comfort zone many times. I made myself and my dreams a priority. So this was not luck. I made this happen. And this is what I want for you too. No matter what your story is up until now, you get to choose how life unfolds for you moving forwards. Okay? So I want to show you how to start getting out of your own way so that you can truly reach the potential that you are meant for. No more excuses about why this isn't the right time or why things may not work for you. I'm here to tell you now that you get to choose the life that you want to live. Life gets to happen by design rather than by default. We can intentionally create a future that is so exciting and abundant rather than finding ourselves stuck in the same rhythm of life and thinking, is this really it? Is this really as good as what it's ever going to get? I'm not here for that. So this masterclass then today. This masterclass is designed to guide you into a future that is so delicious, you'll wonder why you ever settled for anything less. Now, if you've worked with me before, in my programs maybe, or as a private client, you will know that settling for less than what we deserve does not come into my vocabulary. It is so easy to play down our true desires because we don't want to seem like we are asking for too much, that we are dreaming too big. Sometimes we convince ourselves that we can just continue with how life is, keep going, soldier on, because it feels scary to ask for more. What if we set our sights so high, but then perhaps we don't make it? If you're thinking this, my answer to this question is always the same, or this fear rather, is always the same. Shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you will land amongst the stars. The dreams that you have for your life, for your business, for your finances, they are meant to be wildly outrageous. They are meant to be bigger than what you believe is possible. Does it matter, really, if you don't 100% believe in your dreams right now? No. Because that belief can be strengthened over time. What really matters right now is you can at least see the dream. You can see it and you can allow yourself to get excited about it. Maybe a bit scared as well, but that's a good thing. Now, this leads me on to the first point for this masterclass today, which is to overcome the blocks that are holding you back. You have to find that strong, compelling reason and desire and motivation to truly change your life. Because if not, your subconscious is always going to try keep pulling you back to what's familiar, back to your comfort zone, back to playing it safe and, playing small. Maybe you've experienced this so far. Keep repeating the same kind of life. Your subconscious mind, it hates change. That's why so many of us struggle to make, big changes in our life and really actually stick with them, follow them through, really commit to our dreams. So maybe it's starting a business. Maybe it's investing in a program that you know is going to help you get to that next level of growth. Maybe it's hiring your first team member. Whatever, or whenever rather, should I say, you decide to make a big change in your life or your business, your subconscious mind will try and come up with all of the answers as to why you shouldn't. Okay? And so how this normally plays out then, maybe you can hear yourself in some of this narrative. How this normally plays out is via your excuses. So, big excuse, I just don't have the time for this. I'm so busy. I've got all of these other things going on. I just don't have the time. I don't have the money for this, or, I need the money for something else. It's not going to work for me. I've got other things that I need to do, or my friends and family don't get it. They've convinced me not to do this, or, that they don't understand. The industry's too saturated. There's already, so many amazing others doing the things that I want to do. Who am I to try and compete with that? Excuse after excuse after excuse. You're going to be filled with excuses if you keep looking for excuses as to why not. We focus on the worst as a defense mechanism, because if we convince ourselves that this isn't our time to change, we can keep ourselves firmly in our zone of comfort for a little bit longer. But at what cost? The cost of your procrastination is the life that you could have lived, or could even be living right now. The only reason you are not where you want to be is because something within you has convinced you that it is safer to stay where you are. Now, coming back to this strong desire to change, fear is always going to exist. So it's not about overcoming fear. It's about making your desires bigger and stronger than your fears. And how we do this is very simple. First of all, you ask yourself truly what it is you want for your life, and give yourself permission to think big. Remember that right now you don't need to 100% believe in your ability to have this dream. I certainly did not believe I could be a 7-figure business owner just a few years into my coaching business. At the beginning, I struggled to believe I could make enough money to even be able to quit my job. It didn't matter though that I didn't have that self-belief to start off with. What mattered was that I knew what I wanted, and I was willing to do the work to align my beliefs with this vision. What mattered was that I was willing to start and build the self-belief along the way. So take a second to ask yourself, what do you truly want from life? So what would more freedom look like for you? Maybe it's taking a walk in nature during the day, a yoga class. Maybe it's being able to travel when you want. More intentional time with your loved ones, just more time for yourself in general. What would more money look like for you? Maybe it's, moving into your dream home, buying the dream car. Maybe it's being able to treat your loved ones to amazing holidays, traveling, first class, dining out at the best restaurants, a private chef, full-time housekeeper. Maybe, giving back in a big way to causes you care about. Imagine your work is fun and easy. I get to work a few hours a day, a few days a week, and I'm a 7-figure business owner. Now, full disclosure, it obviously was not like this from day one, from the get-go, but I built my business in a way that means life gets to be easy, work gets to be fun, stress and panic do not come into my vocabulary. I focus on the things that I really love within my business, and I have an amazing team to support me with the rest of the things that I don't have the desire or the capacity for. Okay? Now, something that has been a big motivator for me personally is my children. I want to set an example for them of what is possible when you no longer operate from fear and lack. I want them to understand that you can absolutely create a life that you want and work in a way that doesn't even feel like work and make money without stress and struggle needing to be a part of the narrative. So what is your strong motivation? Find it. And once you've really found your strong motivation to change, you've then got to absolutely decide that this vision is a non-negotiable for you. And this is the part that I find most people just don't get. They can see the life that they want, but it is still a hope or a wish. And they approach that vision with the energy of, this would be lovely if it happens, but equally, I'll be okay if it doesn't. And they almost plan for things not working. They actually expect the dream to not actually materialize. It's really exciting to have the dream, but it's always kept at just that. A dream, a hope, always just out of arm's reach. But this wishy-washy energy is just not going to cut it. Once you've got the vision, you have to decide that there is no choice but for it to happen. So have you truly decided on what you want in life to the point that it has no choice but to materialize? And if not, what's it going to take for you to truly decide today? A decision can happen in an instant. Sometimes transforming our lives, it will take time. But that decision to change can happen instantaneously. It can happen right now in this moment. Napoleon Hill, in his book, Think and Grow Rich, great book, he talks about burning your bridges. So in other words, you have to cut yourself off from all other alternatives, deciding that this is the life that you are going to have no matter what, and you're not going to accept a lesser alternative. It's this or something better. Are you truly able to do this right now and decide that from today, the vision you have for your life will become an absolute priority and non-negotiable? Just even affirming that to yourself right now is a good place to start. So, ladies, repeat after me. I have decided that the life I want is a non-negotiable, and I'm going to make mountains move to make it happen. Now, with that decision, you will have lit a fire in your belly. And what we're then going to do is we're going to add fuel to that fire by reminding yourself of that vision daily. Think about the life you want to create as many times as possible throughout your day. When you're in the shower, when you're tidying up, when you're on the morning commute, doing those mundane tasks. The more you give your focus to that future, the more fire you create inside you to change. Okay? And this is going to be super important to have that strong fire, because the subconscious mind doesn't want you to change. Okay? The bigger our fire within and the stronger desire we have for the life we want, the easier it becomes to override our subconscious programming. Now, let's say you have thought about what you really want from life and you are still finding yourself getting in your own way and holding yourself back. You convince yourself that the problem is you don't have the time to make your dreams happen. You don't have the money, maybe, to make your dreams happen. You don't know what action steps to take. You don't know enough yet. You aren't fully healed, fully healing yourself yet, etc., etc. So many different excuses. These excuses, they are figure-outable, okay? They're not something you can't overcome. If you want something enough, you would make the time. You would find the money. You'd allow yourself to be a work in progress when it comes to your own healing. You'd allow yourself to learn on the go. Now, when I first discovered I wanted to be a coach, my major excuse was, first of all, I don't have the time, and also I don't have the money, okay? But I realized that these things I wasn't going to allow to be an issue, because if I did, they would always be an issue. There would always be things commanding my time, right? There would always be something else for me to be spending my money in. Money would never be enough. These excuses needed to be figure-outable, otherwise I would just keep myself stuck. So I realized I could find the time in my evenings, I could get up earlier, I could sacrifice my weekends, I could find the time to get the money together. So for me, I actually ended up figuring out a way to put things across a few credit cards. Something that was a major hurdle for me becoming a coach, all of a sudden, it became figure-outable. I can do this. If we go deeper than the surface level excuses though, we often realize that there is something deeper that is holding us back. And the key here is to figure out what that thing really is. Now, the tricky thing about this is that our subconscious programming is hidden. It's what lies beneath. And without the right tools to access our subconscious mind, we don't always know what is going on. And then if we don't know what is going on, we then find ourselves continuously in the same patterns of self-sabotage, wondering why we, never move our lives forwards in a big and meaningful way. We never start the business, or, we start it only to then give up, or we plateau at the same income level. Or maybe it's starting healthy habits only to then revert back again, this sort of stop-start mentality. Or maybe it's finding ourselves having the same arguments with people or the same negative conversations with people. Doesn't matter what the pattern is, whatever it is, we repeat what we don't repair. Now, identifying the subconscious blocks, it's actually something that we train our members in. First of all, so that they can heal their own limiting beliefs and programming. And then, should they wish to, they can actually then support their clients in helping them release their blocks as well. Now, this process, identifying the subconscious, is an incredibly eye-opening process and a very much a liberating process when you finally pull back the curtain on what has been holding you back this whole time. This is where the breakthroughs really occur, when you can finally shine a light on what's been really holding you back from reaching your fullest potential. And what is really interesting with this work is that what you assume would be the issue is very rarely the issue. Okay, so for example, a really good example of this, most people assume that when it comes to starting something new, let's say, for example, a new business, a fear of failure is often the thing that keeps you stuck. And this can sometimes be the case. We are afraid of failing, but it's not always. So a good example of this, I was connecting with one of our members recently to really identify what her subconscious blocks were. And it was actually a fear of success that was holding her back. So she actually had this negative perception of what becoming successful and what becoming wealthy would actually mean. So on a surface level, we can say we want success, but then there was this fear that people would see her differently, the fear of responsibility, the fear of having all of this success and money and then not being able to maintain it or losing it all. Now, you want to think of your mind like an iceberg. So the part that is above the water, the part you can see, is the conscious mind. But the majority of the iceberg is below the surface. It's hidden. This is your subconscious mind. And to reveal your subconscious programming so you can figure out what's keeping you stuck, there's various different tools that you can use here. So our favorites are digging work, which involves a series of questions that really help you just peel back those layers to see what's going on, getting to that root cause. Hypnosis is also a good one to allow you to access that subconscious mind, as well as an NLP technique called re-imprinting. But once you've identified the blocks and you are, ready to release them, and you have released them, you will want to think about, well, what do I need to believe in order to create the life that I want? So remember, our life can only expand as far as our belief system allows. So to expand your life means to expand your belief system. But what is also really important to remember is this: it doesn't need to happen all at once. Okay, we don't need to all of a sudden have 100% belief in our dream life happening right now in order for that to become a reality in the future. So as you move forwards, that belief is going to become stronger and stronger. So start by shifting your belief system slightly by focusing on your next incremental upgrade. So say, for example, you've not started a coaching business yet. Your next incremental upgrade could be believing in your ability to get certified, for example. So maybe you want to make £1 million in coaching. You don't need to believe that right now. But just because you don't believe in that right now, it does not mean it cannot happen in the future. So I certainly didn't believe that I could make £1 million a year from coaching in the beginning. Yet I was still able to make it happen. In fact, just 3 years after starting, I made it happen. Your beliefs will up level gradually as you are, about to kind of take that next step. So if you're just about to start your journey as a coach, the only thing really you need to believe right now is, there's some quality you possess that would make you a great coach. So for example, do you believe in your ability to be a good listener? Do you believe in your ability to learn new coaching skills? Do you believe in your desire to want to help others? These are the things you need to believe right now, not that you could be a £1 million business owner. That can come later, can grow over time. Or good example, let's say you already are a coach and you have an income goal of 50k a month, but right now you don't believe it's possible. Rather than focusing on that goal, start with what you do believe. So maybe it's focusing on the fact that you believe people are willing to invest in you at a certain price point. Or perhaps you believe you are a great coach who can really serve her clients at the highest level. Focus on that. Stop focusing on the areas where you lack self-belief, because that lack energy just perpetuates more lack. Where in your life are you already winning? Or even just progressing, just improving slightly, gradually? Where are you gradually getting better? Focus on that, even if you're not where you want to be yet. When you focus on the good, or the slowly getting better parts of yourself, the better life becomes. And the better life becomes, the stronger your beliefs become about what is possible for you moving forwards. Okay? Now remember, your beliefs, they are not facts set in stone. They can be changed. So do you think the wildly successful people that you see online or doing amazing things always had that level of self-belief? Absolutely not. In fact, every single woman I have supported in getting qualified as a coach started out with a total lack of confidence in themselves, their abilities. They were petrified about things not working out. Okay? Now, something that's interesting is that negative beliefs, they can be shifted when you start to see evidence in the alternative. Now, one thing that humans love is physical confirmation, real life confirmation that something is true in order to believe it. Story time. I remember when I was a child, I was getting to this age at school where all of the kids were starting to spread these horrible rumours that Father Christmas, Santa Claus, wasn't real. I was devastated. I remember going home and asking my mum, who vehemently denied these vicious rumours. Of course he's real, she said to me. Anyway, that night I went to bed and I started to hear this kerfuffle outside my bedroom window. So I opened my curtains and there, sat on the roof by my window, was Santa eating a sandwich. Father Christmas sat eating a sandwich. Now, I'm not sure if my parents really thought this through, thinking about it, because that plan could have entirely backfired. I could have been traumatized forever for seeing Santa sat on my roof eating a sandwich. But thankfully, I was actually delighted. I was so happy to see him there eating his sandwich. This was the proof I needed. Santa was real. Yes. I couldn't wait to go into school and, prove the haters wrong the next day. But because of this physical evidence, this evidence I had to back up my belief in Santa was stronger than ever. I went to school like, guys, guess what? He's real. I know. I've seen him. Now, something I am passionate about is actually helping the women that I work with to create that same level of belief. It's real, this can happen, even when there's zero physical evidence to support it. However, if we look close enough, the evidence that supports our dream life, it does often exist. We're often just looking for it in the wrong place. So a good example of this was when I first started out as a coach. I really struggled to believe that I could make money consistently through coaching, to quit my job, let alone, create £1 million business. I struggled to believe this. But that was because I was not surrounded by evidence to support this belief. There was no evidence around me. No one I knew was a coach. Everybody I knew was in full-time jobs. Very, very few people were making six figures. The ones that were, I saw them and I thought, I don't want to be that person, sacrificing myself and my life. Nobody was making seven figures. So the world that I was experiencing, the world around me, was shaping my belief system. But when I started a business, I was surrounded by other coaches, other entrepreneurs, other business owners, people who were making incredible money, traveling the world, following their passions, having lots of free time. I was flooded with evidence to support the belief I can make money doing what I love and living a great life in the process. So just think about this for your own life. What evidence is there to suggest that your dream is possible, that this can work for you, however big your dream is? Now, one thing I'm committed to is being an example of what can be possible. So every time I reach a new milestone in my business, I want it to serve as a reminder of what is possible for others. So I started this business from nothing, absolutely nothing. I had no knowledge of coaching. I got the training that I needed. I had no idea how to start a business. I asked for help from those who had. I had no financial backing. I figured out a way to make it work. I had very little confidence, very little self-belief, but I worked on it every single day. If you look closely, there are people that are setting an example of what is possible for you. And they are probably people that started exactly where you are right now, with exactly the same fears. Who are you not to do this? Okay, ask yourself that question. Remember, you do not need all the answers right now, because once you take that next step, the path is going to become clearer and clearer and clearer. Okay? Now, wherever you are today, it does not dictate who you can become or what you can create moving forwards. We all get to begin each day with a clean slate. You get to choose right now, in this moment, what kind of life you want to live. What are you going to say yes to? Who are you going to choose to become? It doesn't all need to happen right now, but the decision does. The energy of indecisiveness, honestly, it's exhausting. Either go all in or gracefully tap out. But either way, make a choice. Okay? Remember that all of those excuses that you are telling yourself, remember they are figure-outable. When you want something enough, you will be willing to make mountains move to make it happen. Go and make those mountains move. Now, for those of you who are ready to go deeper with this work and surpass all of your own limitations to create a life, a business, and a bank account bigger and better than what you could have ever predicted, then the details for how we can work together are linked in this video. And remember, you can access the program at a discounted rate, plus you're going to receive some exclusive, incredible bonuses when you join before the deadline. Honestly, ladies, I've had so much fun today delivering this masterclass for you. I feel just so blessed and so grateful that you are here and, I get to call this work. So for those of you who are ready to work together, I cannot wait to be a part of your success story. Again, thank you for being here. And I very much look forward to connecting with you all soon. Lots of love, ladies. If you're wanting to build your own successful online coaching business, make sure to check out Freedom, Abundance and Impact, our free 10-day business and mindset course for coaches and aspiring coaches. To access, simply head to wearetheclique.com and click free course in the menu.